We might be. I think we're live. I don't know if we are, but we could be. A definite possibility. Let's see if it comes out. Hold on, I'm trying to get all the presents and stuff in one spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, yeah, look at that. A window just came up.
Are we live?
Oh, my gosh.
Okay, let's make sure that what we're live on is what we think we're live on.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, World Series of Fenn details. We'll change that later. Okay, I'll correct that later. We are, let's see, is anyone out there? Hello? Hello?
Is anybody out there?
Hey, hello. Is there anybody out there?
Hello.
Okay. Billy Price is here. Moody's. Okay. So, Davio, we did it. I feel like I just gave birth, for goodness sake. That was rough. Okay. We
pushed all the buttons.
I pushed the buttons. My goodness. Okay. So hi everybody. So as everybody trickles into the room, we have a David and a David, and we thought we would bring the David worlds together. So David is here and David is here, but we don't want anyone to get confused. So who are you?
David.
What's your Dpro? He's Dpro. And then who's our other David?
Dun 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 Davio.
Davio. Oh, okay. So we decided we were going to have a little fun tonight. We don't want to bump into the Church of the Search that starts in an hour or so.
That's right.
We were going to go live about 45 minutes ago, and it finally happened. I'll just say it finally happened. It did take some mic support. Thank you, Michael. I know you're out shopping, but I want to say thank you. But we are live. That's all that matters, is we are live. Okay, so make sure to put at Kpro if you want to ask any questions. But here is what has happened, my friends. Some of you have sent Dpro some gifts, and some of them was from Christmas. And what happened?
We didn't get to open them.
We didn't get to open them. And why was the big reason?
Because we didn't get to do shows, and I was also
because
sick.
we were sick. Yeah,
yes.
We got sick. We got super sick.
So
Dpro always has to earn his way to presents, and he has a number of presents. And I will say there is one that you guys are going to die. Forrest didn't send it directly, but it is something from his collection, and I'm so excited about that. But there's so many things that I want to start with. So you have to earn your way to these presents.
Yes.
We have decided that Davio is going to ask a question, David is going to answer, and then he gets to open a present, if you guys think he should. And Deborah, yes, I can answer that. That came from about the Wyoming State Seal. That came from discussions, but yes, sir. Never mind. Okay. So Davio, what is your first, and now they haven't talked yet. This is the first time we brought these two worlds together. So, Davio, you get to ask Dpro the first question.
Okay. Let's make this a subjective question, which means, do you think the color of the book has anything to do with the home of brown?
Kind of. I kind of do.
Oh, okay. How so?
Because, if it's brown, I think the home of brown might have, dirt around it. Like, the dirt's going to be, a kind of a dark brown color. Instead of it being, light. And, the lighter colors might be stuff like white flowers and stuff like that.
I like it.
And clouds.
I think that's a for sure win right there, because the idea on that one is, as long as you've got some kind of idea, imagination that's taking you to different possibilities, you're a winner, my boy. I think that kid gets to unwrap something.
He gets a present, but I will say I don't think home of brown is dirt. We're going to go back to that later. Why don't you put that cap on? This is from Countryman. So look at this. He said when he goes boots on the ground, what does he need? Turn it on. Boom. Boom.
A light.
There you go. Let's turn it off for the camera. But that is his boots on the ground hat. But let's actually have you unwrap one. Oh, I think that's mine. And I'm sorry, it's been a little bit. I think this one's from Jim or Bill P. One of the two. And I think this was from Christmas. And I think this is some homemade stuff that he made for a lot of his family. And here, let me do it, baby.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think too much tape.
Yeah, too much tape. So this got sent via the post office, and we always like going down to the post office. And look, there's a bunch of bubbles, but if this came from China, we wouldn't want to pop it, because what happens We get all the air of the coronavirus and we die.
Oh my god.
That's what we were saying. Don't open anything from China. Terrible. Okay. This. Oh, look. There's a pair of scissors. That would make it a little bit easier.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would.
Yes, it would. Okay.
But broken scissors. So.
Broken scissors. That's okay. Oh. So look at that. It's like a salsa, but it's super, super hot. Those are the jalapenos. So look at that.
Spicy.
It's
Yikes.
It's made out. It's gonna be. It's gonna burn our face off. You said you wanted some spicy salsa.
Salsa, not that type. Like.
Well, you're gonna
hot
say,
sauce.
you're gonna try it. Let's see if you like it. Okay.
If I like it, it'll be gone.
That's okay. So, so I'm gonna answer Deborah's question, but I am going to bring up two things. Let's see if I know how to do this. So let's bring up this will be your next question, Dpro. Wyoming State Seal. We took a picture at the World Series of Fenn, and this was on the table. And gosh, you guys picked up on it very quickly. So here is the question. Bring up the Wyoming State Seal, guys.
Uh-oh.
And then I'm going to bring up one other page. Okay. Mine's taking forever. Okay. So if you look at the Wyoming State Seal, here is the guy. So see that guy right there?
Yeah.
Do you think, and Dpro, do you think that guy looks anything like that guy?
With a hat, yes.
With a hat, yeah. So does that mean it's in Wyoming?
Maybe.
Maybe. 1 of 4, right?
Yeah.
Does this lock it in? You said New Mexico, and that
It
means
doesn't
we're never
look
searching
That
together.
means that there might be a chance.
There might be a chance. Look at him.
Which guy?
He's looking.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
him.
look at him.
Oh yeah, him.
And his
yeah.
foot is going up. He has a.
If he grows a beard.
Well, he doesn't need the beard, but don't you think those kind of match?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that does make a chance of it.
So
being
we've
Wyoming.
just ruled out 3 states, right?
Yes, 3. 3 states are gone. There's not a chance.
There you go. There you have it. There it is. Okay, so what do you get for that? I'm gonna save the forest one for last.
Okay.
It's how about that one?
Okay.
Oh!
Stop throwing things.
Stop throwing
There
things.
goes 3.
It's okay. This forest thing's okay.
Yeah. So pretty strong.
Okay.
Okay. So you
You go ahead.
get those.
You open that up.
Okay.
Oh, that has a knife in it.
So what? Oh, is this like a portable shovel?
I don't know. Let's see.
Where did that? Hand tape. 2 tape. Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna need you to cut something.
I can tell. Oh!
So it is a portable shovel.
It's a portable shovel, but it's like a. Oh, look at that!
Folding mini shovel?
So
Folding
shovel,
mini shovel.
and then it goes.
Very
and
cool.
can you cut that off
Yeah.
so they can see
That's really nice.
so they can get a full look of it?
Okay. But wait, there's more.
So
Look
it goes
at
to
this.
be like that too.
And then there's a little pouch to hold it in for when you go, and there's a little thing when you put it on your
The little
belt.
bag- the little bag it folds up and goes into. Right on.
So like that's
Nice.
shovel,
Nice.
and then it goes, boom.
Yeah, it does.
And now put it in here.
Slick.
Look at that, guys.
That's not my problem. I don't know how that folds away, but
I don't either, but there's something. Oh,
and then that.
that goes like that, and then this.
And
It's like a little puzzle. So now you have your metal detector.
yeah.
You just put this on your belt, and you're good to go.
Yes.
That's a cool present.
I got
Thank
a
you.
hat. I got that.
Yes, this
hat.
confirms it's buried then, right?
Yes.
Why won't Forrest tell us it's buried? He
Because
won't say whether it's buried or not.
Because it's too big of a clue, and also people might go in illegal. They might dig where they're not.
Oh, and then he
supposed to.
could get in trouble.
Yes.
Okay. What do you think of this bozo clown? Or, I'm sorry. What do you think of this searcher that sued Forrest Fenn?
I think he might be a little cuckoo.
Okay. Well, I didn't tell you. Forrest sued back. And guess what? He ran away. He's not suing him anymore.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, the
That's how
countersuit.
that went down?
So he's being
Yeah, I read like they're basically both paying their lawyers' fees and going their own ways. Just wait. We did the release. Okay, does anybody have questions? Let's see, because I know Davio will still continue. Okay, so here's one that came up yesterday. I asked Forrest, I won't show it to you, but I asked Forrest, are there hints throughout your book?
Ooh.
And he said, no, there are hints in my book.
Nice.
What's the difference?
Woo.
I think throughout the book, he might be saying like that they're like in the pictures and they're in like the titles and stuff, but when they're in the book, they're in the paragraphs and they're saying it.
Davio thinks yes. Okay, so it's
Yes.
not all throughout. It's in the text.
Yes.
It's in every part of it. He's exactly
Because like I
right.
don't know how you can
Like,
tell it's like through that picture or like.
So it's not on any of the
Yeah.
And he has said the text. He hasn't read that part. You are Forrest Fenn.
Yes, I am.
boom.
Okay. Show them what I
Yes,
gave you, even
Lord.
though I'm not going to give it long term. I did let him wear this today. That is
Oh,
from Logic Tracer. Gave both Mike and I matching rings, and everyone thought we were engaged. We're not engaged. And so it actually fits on Dpro's middle finger, so it's perfect.
Yes.
So, yeah. Who has had more boots on the ground, Dpro or Cowlazars?
Wow.
For Forrest Fenn, Alan, or for all treasure hunts? Because both of you are at 0 for Mike's been on a recon on Forrest Fenn's, but I think Mike has you beat. He's been on a lot of boots on the ground on others. But you went with him on one and his
Yes.
boys, and what happened?
So he did not give the money that we found for this one.
That wasn't the deal. He already had a search partner. We went just for the fun of it. He said he didn't give us the money. We were not there for the money. We were there to help. But yes, that's the one. Boots on the ground clothing. Okay. So, so you answered that one. So let's see what's in here.
Yes. Let's see.
Copper Dan. We are going through.
It looks like there's two things. Okay, so first.
There's two things. Okay.
First, look at that.
I'll open this one.
Yeah, you need the hardware.
No
so
idea
I-
what's. Oh, there's a. You guys are gonna probably know what this is. That's a compass, but I don't know what this is.
So there's.
Nice.
It's most likely a high-tech compass, but.
Instructions of compass, land compass use. Oh, everybody needs a compass, right?
Yes, but this is not a normal compass. Wait,
It's not.
It's a high-tech compass.
It's a high.
Ooh, wait! It looks like there's like.
No, I think this goes on there. Oh
Whoa,
no.
what? Broadcast to your little Wi-Fi? Your little Wi-Fi broadcasting compass? No. There you go. Now, that's the kind of flip out. There should be that part flips out. Yeah, there's one more part that flips out when you look through, and that is for Dead Reckoning. I do believe you might have...
will need these later, which are instructions.
It's pretty easy to use.
And there's
Okay.
also a little pouch that goes in.
And a see, he has a whole belt. Okay,
Yes.
Davio, what's your next question?
That's
Utility belt.
Okay, put that in there with this. And then we'll need the instructions because I have no idea even now to open that, let alone use it. So thank
How
you.
many lines? Here's my question.
how many
there,
lines?
bro.
Yeah.
How many lines are in the poem?
lines like.
Yeah, like a line. Like count them up right there. She's going to open up to page 132.
Davio's giving you a test.
Oh, and this.
Okay.
So how many lines? Go ahead and count them.
Holly, the Scott Klinger one.
24.
24 is the answer.
Now, do you think that has anything to do with time? Like 24 hours in a day? Anything like that?
Davio's clever.
It does.
I agree.
So we've narrowed down the search state. We now know time is involved.
Yes.
Okay, how so?
I think it is where like.
Is it like 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, all that?
Yes.
Okay.
Or like if you think certain paragraphs certain sentence lines matter, then that's like a time. that's the time you have to do it on.
So you know what that means is you're describing a type of code, and here you are, 10 years old, and you have found a little code just like that.
Now,
Fantastic.
do you think a code is too complicated? Because Forrest said a kid could solve this, and a kid could help. So, do you think that's too complicated, or do you think that's okay?
I think like it's not a really like a high tech code, but like it's like a
Exactly.
simple code. It's a simple code
It's
a
a
kid can
simple
understand.
A kid could understand it, for
Yes.
goodness sake.
That's
It's kind of
exactly
like a crossword puzzle,
Yeah.
or try the wheel.
Just
Same
like-
thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's open this one because that one's from Christmas. Give me this one back.
Okay, so
Okay, so now we know it's Wyoming. And did I miss any rules for this chat? Rhonda, no, we just are all nice to each other. Yeah, so I guess there's a. Oh,
Charlie Brown. It's Charlie Brown Christmas. Why, look at that.
oh, these are.
Charlie Brown
Oh, we
Christmas.
should have opened this beforehand because
I wonder.
there's cookies in here.
Cookies.
Oh my gosh, there's not cookies in here.
homemade
Ah!
brownies and cookies.
Oh, and look at there's toffee. Or
That smells good.
that it smells really good. We should have opened this beforehand. Whoopsie. Here, you hold this.
Hold the
Oh,
candy.
look at this.
Like,
Oh.
And there's and then there's fudge. There's big blocks of fudge. And
My
there's
address
cookies.
is Denver,
Ah,
Colorado.
you know, he lives in. We were supposed to meet up with him last week, and things just got a little crazy. So
awesome.
let me take that.
okay.
That's where
I'm definitely
Dpro
having
was.
those tonight.
You're having those tonight. We're having those tonight. Okay.
Yes, have some tonight. Or maybe
Okay.
all.
And we have a
Depends.
surprise for you guys in a minute. Okay.
And
So
then
Jack.
Since she's just brought out a fantastic thing here, the Peanuts comic strip, and right there is Charlie Brown on the cover. I wonder,
Homer
could there
Brown.
be a connection
Ooh.
of anything to do with that comic strip, which by the way got its start in the Saturday Evening Post. So, I wonder.
What do you think? Do you think there could be comics involved?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Right
Maybe
there.
that can like help you with the location.
Why don't you do that one
Sure.
next? So you know one person played 4 hours of poker to win that at the World Series of Poker, and you got it for free. What is that?
It is. Let me pull it out.
These are the gold cards.
These are golden playing cards, and also there's like that.
Yeah, there's a certificate of authenticity. And look what Dpro got.
Gold.
those
He
are
got the gold
beautiful.
cards, and they're real
That's
gold.
beautiful.
So we can't really play with them, even though we have ones. But we're gonna put those right in there. Okay, what's your next question?
But the last
Davio.
gold cards we got, they were like fool's gold, and like not real gold, but like,
Yeah, this one's real gold.
yeah, I know.
Yeah. The last one he said was fool's gold that we played with. This one's real because it had
Nice.
24 karat gold. Okay.
Woo-hoo.
Okay. Davio, fire away.
Another question. Well, let me
And we have a
ask.
surprise for you guys at the end.
Oh, I like surprises.
Forrest has given me the okay to do something that I had to have his written permission to do. So we'll get there.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you say you had to have written permission from Forrest Fenn? Is that what you just said?
I did to be able to do what I'm going to do in a few
Written?
minutes. Written because there's certain law things when you do certain things that you have to have in writing.
Oh.
Okay, we'll get to that in a little bit. We're Davio and Dproing right now.
My goodness. Well, okay, Dpro, here's a question.
Yes.
Now you have the book in front of you. Let's go to page 15.
Go to page 15.
Let's go to okay. I'm.
Page 15.
Oh, really?
Come on.
Okay,
Boom, 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 boom.
sir. Easy, my friend. Okay, do not tell about all my lines and stuff. Okay, yes, I have some notes on this page.
Well, let me ask you, Dpro, in
Yes.
your own opinion, do you think because that page is bold or large print,
See how
do
it's
you
different.
think it has some kind of significance? Do you think it has some kind of special importance as opposed to other pages within the book?
I think it might have a little bit, like, where it can help you guide. It can, like, yes, I do.
Okay, so just in the big picture of things, you think it does. Did
Yes.
you notice? Let me ask you, how many lines are there?
13.
Now, isn't it interesting that you're on page 15, right across from page 14, and you counted 13 lines? Does it seem like maybe he's trying to say that these pages kind of all work together?
Yes.
Now, here's another thing. Since you've just counted 13 lines, count from the bottom up. And let's see where line 9 lands.
From...
On the line that says 79.
79.
79 years.
So right there it says 70 and 9 is split apart.
Alan says objection, leading the witness.
Absolutely, we're totally leading the witness.
Now, do you
Absolutely,
think
he knows
that
the
could
mark.
just be a coincidence? Or do you think that there's
that's
a
where
hint?
we were going. Right.
Kind of.
So could since Fenn has full control of this book and he wrote that page, do you think that maybe there is some kind of importance that he is trying to show us there by lines and counting words and things?
Yes.
Is that a way of maybe showing that off?
Yes, I do think that is the way.
Cool.
Okay, here you go. This is from World Series of Fenn. I believe this was Amy who brought necklaces for the girls. Oh, and here's mine from Tony. Thank you. There was a one that got misplaced, so I got it. Look what Dpro got. Isn't that cool?
There's an owl.
Wise owl.
Yeah.
And rainbows.
So
Crystal. Nice.
Okay.
It's all pretty.
Hang that on the window, the sunny window, and you'll have rainbows all over your room.
Yes.
Very cool.
Okay, Davio, fire away.
Oh,
We have
gotta come up with another
two more presents. Okay, I will come up with one.
Okay.
Yes.
You told me, Dpro, that
Yes.
you are a little going over each line for an hour. So you want to just go over this whole darn thing.
Yes.
Just the clues part. So we're going to start with begin it, and we're going to end at look quickly down, your quest will cease. So you ready?
Yes.
And you're just going to fire off the first thing you can think of. Begin it where one mortal's halt. What is that?
You're going to a river.
You're going to a
Like
river,
where
so it's
the
water.
Yes, where the water halts and it gets cold.
Okay. You take it in the canyon down.
Go like down a hill or a steep slope.
Not far, but too far to walk.
It's like too far to walk in a certain amount of time, but it's like you have to rest before you can keep walking.
Put in below the home of Brown.
There's like something like a rock. There's like rocks that look like a home. You have to like go in that area.
From there is no place for the meek.
There's like no place for me or like for like someone like Forrest where he's like older, for like older people.
The end is ever drawing nigh.
You're near the end and like, well, you're far away from the end.
There is no paddle up your creek.
There's no way to get through the creek.
Okay.
Well, it's gonna be harder to get through the creek.
Just heavy loads and water's high.
The water's going a lot and there's a bunch of rocks.
Ooh, like the white water.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's all. Like,
If you've been wise and found the blaze.
so if you were really smart and you found like something like a landmark
Oh.
or like a big rock that's obvious to tell that that's a specific thing that's like out of shape or something.
Look quickly down, your quest will cease.
Like maybe it's on like a top of a hill and you have to go down the hill.
And there you go. You got it. We don't need to go any further. Okay, so we do have
That's a lot.
a yo-yo,
Oh yeah.
Nice.
which we will open later. But here is something that Dpro got at World Series of Fenn. I'm jealous. Do you want me to read it or do you want to read it?
You.
Okay, and then you
I show
take
it
the
off.
pieces off. Okay.
Okay.
So, dear Dpro, thank you for my Christmas ornament. It is perfect and I love it. The shells are pretty and the feather too. My favorite is the key. So Dpro made ornaments for anybody who wanted one. About 15 people ordered one and we sent them out to 2 countries and many different states. Here, my friend, is a gift for you. A Dpro treasure bundle. Included is a D for Dpro. Okay, so here's the D for Dpro. A hat to keep you dry on rainy days. A hat. There it is. A hat. A feather with a lucky gem in it to guide you.
Oh, yeah, gem.
There's a little gem in there. Okay. A lantern to see your way. Look how cool this is. Little lantern. You guys are going to die when you see the end of this. A horseshoe to bring you luck. Horseshoe to bring you luck. Little horseshoe. A watch to give to... A watch gear to give you time.
BIP.
See, there we go. Okay. An axe to chop through the obstacles. Little guy. There we go. A key to unlock treasures. Key. A gold vial. A gold vial of gold, so you know what to look for when you're looking for gold. There we go.
Excellent.
One arrowhead that came from a man who found his first arrowhead when he was 9. He is now 89 years old and has collected 8,500 arrowheads. This one is very special and very old.
Forrest
Wow.
Fenn.
Well, she didn't say Forrest Fenn. She just said her good friend who is 89 years old. There is an arrowhead. It describes Forrest. Now you have one important thing you must do to keep the magic of this treasure bundle working. Every year you need to add one... there's some other things in there. Every year you need to add one special trinket to the bundle. It can be anything that you find that fits inside and is special to you. Good luck on your treasure hunting adventures. Your treasure hunting friend, Nelica. Heart, heart. What do you say to that?
I say thank you to...
He's got an arrowhead from Forrest. I don't have an arrowhead from Forrest.
Well, you're
Very
not special
cool.
as me.
That's totally complete. It's not broken or anything.
I know. It's really nice. So we're going to keep this letter in here.
Awesome.
So, okay. There we go. Yeah, you don't... He has a treasure hunting shelf. It's actually turned into several shelves now.
Yes.
Okay.
Several.
So he has said he doesn't want to go a whole hour, and that's okay. Thank you for being here. Do you have anything else to say? So I'd like you to say thank you to everybody.
Thank you for everyone that got me presents since Christmas.
Yes.
And thank you for the arrowhead.
Yeah, pretty cool, huh? The whole little treasure bundle.
Yeah, the treasure bundle.
Okay, thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Now it's going to be Davio and I. Okay.
Buddy, and wait,
Yeah,
I'm
so-
online.
Yes, you can get on your... Okay, so, isn't that cool? Dpro got an arrowhead.
That's very cool.
Yeah, so, okay, so, he's gonna, we're chit-chatting. He wants to go boots on the ground this year, which I think is gonna happen. So here is what I did, and see, and if you guys don't like this, it's okay, but, so you guys remember this book, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, BIP is, can we just talk, how much, can we talk about how much Dpro resembles Davio? You are the baby daddy. Just kidding. Yeah, that is kind of funny. You guys are both like same color hair and have your glasses and all of that. There you go. Way to go, Dpro. Okay, so here is what. So you know that there's only 16 of these made. This is
that's right.
This is in $17 a square inch, described. And I did read a part of this. Now, we can either do this tonight or we're going to do this next week. I asked Forrest since there's only 16 out there, and some people believe that there are hints out there. I was going to make a private video and give it to the couple. He said I can openly and publicly read cover to cover. Because, one, it's short, but two, it's not available. I'm getting big tickets. I mean, there's a little bit of wear, but it's in really good condition. So I am getting lots of requests for this. I'm actually doing a video on all of the collection. I'm working on that. I should have it done in about 2-3 weeks' time. But do you guys want to read? Because some people think there are hints in this. Do you guys want me to read it to you?
And see images.
Yes. Okay. So here we go. And I'm going to try to be fragile with it because I got a hard time about that. It said, Okay. It said to some people really want me to, and some people really don't want me to. I'm reading it, friends. I'm getting lots of text. Okay, to Lori and Tom with warm regards, Sherry. So Sherry Brown. So she has signed it here.
Nice.
And then we go to the first page. So that, if you see World, there is a typo. There, Southwest is spelled wrong, and Renowned is spelled wrong, which is just interesting. Eric Sloan did these illustrated. Okay, and then just FYI, this is the info there in case anybody cares. Okay, to Forrest. I never wanted to tell my story. I think that should be stated at the start. I find most autobiographies rather self-serving. I hated, quote, Doggy Dearest, which I found highly expletive, quote, for whom the dog barks, unquote, quote, memoirs of a schnauzer of pleasure, unquote, quote, cheaper by the litter, unquote, and all the other volumes I have read over the years have left me cold. I always assumed that my art, not the printed word, would make the world aware that I have been one of the most colorful artists of the American West. Throughout all the years I have been painting, I have naively assumed that somehow my reputation would be discovered through the gallery we operate. But now I am getting old. I think it is time that I tell the whole story. My childhood is really not very important. I was exposed to papers, of course, but by the time I was born, they were all illustrated with photographs. The camera never impressed me very much. Also, Forrest was in the Air Force, so mostly I listened to war stories rather than learned about cultural endeavors. Every time I would take a crayon or paintbrush, Peggy, Zoe, or Kelly would discourage me. It is not that things were all that bad, you understand. I may not have been encouraged in my chosen career, but I did have fun. In hindsight, the dachshunds have a lot of hindsight. I can see the mistakes they have made in not getting me my own easel. Yet I suppose I would have done the same thing in their position. Most humans want their dogs to grow up and enter law or medicine. That's where the money is. That's where the prestige is assured. The fact that I marched to the tune of a different drummer, ... well, ... I probably would have reacted the same way if I was one of them. Anyway, I think it started when I first saw a painting by Georgia O'Keeffe. It was a fair rendering of a cow's skull. Honest. I am not joking. She painted this old skull, in parentheses, any dog will tell you that's the worst bone on the animal, and people went crazy. Forrest said it was worth thousands of dollars. I wonder if it would be worth a good afternoon's chew. I just knew that if she could do it, I mean, you know more about bones than dogs. That day I did my first painting, a simple still life of a dog biscuit, beef bone, bright red slipper for color and texture, and a water dish. No, and water dish, no A. I'm trying to get exact words here. That first painting was crude, I'll admit. It did, however, indicate a sense of color and form, something you're either born with or you're not. I knew I had to improve if I was going to be successful. I also knew that I had the basic instincts. Okay, so I'll show you the next page. That's page 1, 2, and 3. So that's the following page, and then there is Eric's next illustration.
Dog bath.
There it is. Okay. Oh, it stopped in the middle of a sentence. Okay. I had the basic instincts to be a painter. I decided to pursue my craft in earnest. The move to Santa Fe was an important one in my life. I was a young, debonair, and a dog about town, leaving my mark everywhere I went, yet always driven to perfection in my art. I was exposed to what Forrest called quality work, and yet all I saw were cowboys, horses, cows, and bones. With each new painting I viewed, I refined my technique beyond what those primitive painting cows and bones were doing. I didn't know how to start exhibiting my work that day in 1974 when it was finally ready for the world to see. There were 16 oils, each in the style of one of the greatest Southwest artists. Originally, I was going to use a unique style, signing the works with my paw print. I decided against that for several reasons. First, I was afraid Forrest would become upset. He has this idea that if I put a paw print on a painting, I'm trying to ruin it. Then I was going to do something so stylized that everyone would know it was mine, yet would reflect on the genius of others. I tried a cubist drawing of a bone that would have been perfect, except there wasn't enough variety. Say that again?
Cubist point of a bone. That's very funny. I like that. This is cute.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting where it goes to. There's this whole. Well, you'll see. I learned why.
I have to interrupt because this has gone very late, and I had no idea I was doing all this, which is a blast, by the way. But I've got a friend of mine that's
I'll keep going.
Mother-in-law, and I got to go do stuff with him. So thank you and much love to everyone, and keep going. I'm going to be listening up to something. Hit the leave meeting button.
Yep. Go for it.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, do you guys want me to keep going? If you say yes, I will keep going. If you're not, if it's not interesting, I just found this whole thing interesting about... okay, Davio says yes. Moody says yes. Okay, Holly says yes. I learned why Picasso so frequently painted portraits. There are only two ends and a middle with a bone, and the ends are just too similar. You make a nice cubist rendering, and it still looks like a bone. Next, I considered the Impressionist scene. I used a doghouse, fire hydrant, and a tree in fall for the color of the Fauvist, Fauvists. But I didn't really like it. I could just see a future retrospective exhibition. A critic would say I lacked creativity because I kept repeating subject matter close to home. Of course, I probably couldn't paint a wooden scene without a remark about the trees and dogs. If I did cityscapes, there would be fire hydrant jokes. You know the problems. Finally, I figured I would yield as much necessary to the realities of the world in which we dogs have to live. I would imitate Sharp, Remington, Phillips, and all the others. I would create masterpieces in their styles, sign their names, and wait. Did you guys catch on what's happening? He's getting ready to counterfeit. My reasoning seemed quite ingenious. First, I would create the paintings. Then I would quietly put them where Forrest or Harry or one of the others would discover them. The initial response would be shock. A Remington I've never seen before? Good Lord, what can this be? Where did it come from? What is its provenance? Is what they would say. Then they would rush through the library, studying books and catalogs, driving Carol crazy. Finally, they would come to the realization that this was a new, previously unknown masterpiece. They would be so excited that they wouldn't wonder how it got into Fenn galleries, how it got in Fenn galleries, not into. They would announce the find to the art world, and hundreds of millions of dollars would be offered for the works of genius in their hands. Forrest would probably be the first to become suspicious. He would have his staff check to see if it was a counterfeit, and in no time he would discover the truth. Not only would the painting be of recent origin, I used modern paint, so there would be no doubt. It also would be slightly better than the work of the man it imitated. I'll stop for a second, see if there's... Okay, yes. Okay. Who could have done this wonderful bit of genius, everyone would ask. And that is when I would come modestly forward, paintbrush in paw, and whip off a quick sketch. BIP is it? Our very own BIP is an artist? Everyone would exclaim. To think we wasted all this time thinking about medical school when we have such talent. How could we not have known? How could we not have encouraged him? The scenario I played over and over in my mind was a truly beautiful one to behold. I'm going to stop for a second because we have another illustration. If you guys have been to Old Santa Fe Trading Company, that is where we're at. Okay. Okay. There would be parties, celebrations, exhibitions throughout the world, and grand tour for me, as well as the recognition that there is great undiscovered talent running around on 4 feet. Alas, it did not happen. They found the paintings and assumed they were genuine. They congratulated themselves on how lucky they were to have such wonderful work. I tried coming out with the paintbrush anyway, but Zoe took it from my mouth and reminded me not to take what was not mine. I barked, I whimpered, I growled. Those all had exclamation points. All to no avail. That was the low point of my existence. I had reached a crisis. Should I abandon art forever? Should I live a life of leisure, enjoying dog biscuits, beef, and relaxation around the lake? Or should I recognize that artists are born to suffer? I could move forward, painting, sculpting, going unrecognized, yet having the satisfaction of creative achievement. I decided to paint. Tony, thank you for the necklace. Okay. I decided to paint. I knew the tragic stories of history. I knew about the other great animal artists who went unnoticed in their times. I knew that my work might always be attributed to less skilled humans like theirs. Yet did it matter that there was Vincent van Gogh, Picasso, there we go, Rodin, the sculptor, Gerbil da Vinci, Salvador Dali, Degas, Gainsborough, and on and on. Sorry, I slipped a little there. The art world knows them by their adopted names, not for the animals they really were. I realize that it is all media hype anyway. Vincent van Gogh had to hire a crazy European to cut off his ear and spout absurd sayings in order to have his work receive attention. Rodin had his hidden humor, such as the tiny piece of cheese, all but unnoticed at the foot of his massive sculpture. The Thinker. Salvador Dali has that nutty man with the mustache saying outrageous things on talk shows. The entire art world is a little crazy. So what's the difference? Hold on, I'm not done with that. Does any of this make the work is what is most important? Okay. Here is the next. Okay. The next step, okay, we're about a little more than halfway there. The next step was finding a nice, reliable human to help me. I was going to use our parrot, Sinbad, an artist in his own right, but he's exceedingly temperamental. He thinks that just because he is a pointillist, he is better than me. I tried to explain that anybody can peck on paper and create art, but he is limited to just one medium. I, on the other hand, but that is our fight. It has nothing to do with this book. Anyway, I settled upon Jeff. Yes, mild-mannered Jeff. And all-American boy sounds like Clark Kent, though I know for a fact he can't fly. He's a sucker for the cold, wet nose. Kryptonite does nothing for him. Became my secret agent. Yes, I know he's young, but so what? He has access to the storage areas. He learned to pack artworks. He can ship my work to other galleries or slip it in with shipments consigned to Forrest Gallery. At any given time, at least 6 of the paintings on exhibit here are mine, though never with my name attached. Jeff was also good at establishing a provenance when needed. My last Remington improvement, a $255,000 sale, I might add, had to have a painting pedigree, just a little dog humor, and Jeff made a beautiful one. That painting, according to Jeff, was owned by Feathersham Windotty IV, Lionel Transblossom Oglethorpe, Miranda Anne-Marie O'Cohen, and most recently by J.T. Lamont Dabneysnoot of London. It's Dabneysnoot of London, Paris, New York, and Palm Springs. At least that's what the new owners think, and I must say they're quite delighted. Okay. Hold on. Oh boy. Okay, quite delighted. Now that I'm older and slowing down, I still try to maintain a regular work schedule. I follow Forrest throughout the gallery because I know that after a while, he just assumes I'm nearby. Then I can sneak off, don my beret, my white coat, take my palette, and begin working. I think Jane suspects something, but she hasn't said anything. I mean, how many humans expect to be living with a dog whose work is a legend in his own time, even if other names are attached? A few times Forrest has almost discovered my half-finished work. Fortunately, I can distract him by sneaking Pansy the donkey inside. He chases her out and I quickly hide what I have been doing. You might ask why, if I have adjusted so well, do I need to tell my story? I suppose it is my ego. I hate to admit to something so human. I would like to say that there are nobler reasons. Unfortunately, the truth hurts. It is because I am so proud of myself. For instance, consider the income from our establishment. Forrest sells an average of 30 original BIP paintings a year. I have done several pieces of sculpture and countless drawings under the name Fetchin or some other artist. Do you notice how clever I am about leaving clues? Okay, hold on. Let me just read that sentence again. Do you notice how clever I am about trying to leave clues? Dun, dun, dun. Okay. The proper pronunciation of that name is Fetch-in, Fetch-in, which is one of the first things a dog learns in school. Fetch this, fetch that, good boy. But even without my work being signed, I know I am responsible for the great deal of our success. Hi, Birdie. Just ordered a lantern from Dpro. Aw, Jim Siri. He is so loving it. Yeah. I'm going to keep going. I'm on page 19 at this point. I understand all of this, of course, so I don't complain. I just want to leave this earth unknown. I've given so much, and I want someone generations from now to remember and respect the name of BIP. But enough of this. You have the basic facts. What matters is that I have made my statement and can work with the profound knowledge that someday other artists won't have their barks go unanswered. Meanwhile, I must return to my painting. I'm available for personal interviews by appointment. Okay. Then, postscript. Okay, we're on the last couple of pages. Postscript. For other animals who wish to emulate my success, I have a few suggestions about technique. Here's how you counterfeit, friends. That was my ad lib. That wasn't in the book. First, if you are a dog, cat, or similar individual, consider watercolors to be only for those advanced in expressing creativity. It is too easy detected while you are learning. All someone has to do is look at your tongue to know you have been painting with watercolors, and unless your work is of highest quality, you will not be allowed to continue. Rolling over and over on canvas helps prime the materials. Dip your fur in a commercial preparation and brush yourself evenly on the surface. Don't worry about ticks and fleas because they add an interesting texture. Let me show you the illustration. And I'll continue. Okay, there. Okay. Okay. Some dogs use flea collars, but I have noticed that the buckle leaves a telltale mark, which has to be explained. This is not easy to do. Do not drink turpentine. I remember a truly promising German shepherd who had originally been an architect of the famous Bow Wow House School. He became increasingly interested in painting, but hung out at the bar for bohemian mixed breeds. They introduced him to a potent combination of Ken L. ration and turpentine. They said it would increase his creative powers, and at first it did. Then he went to the hard stuff, adding Alpo and paint thinner. Eventually, he developed a tremor in his paw, and eyes no longer could see. Worse, he lost his great creative genius. The last time I saw him, he was walking the alleys of the Bowery, B-O-W-E-R-Y, begging for enough money to buy a dose of linseed oil and Purina dog chow. Be careful how you use chalk because dogs tend to ruin more chalk drawing than they complete. The dust gets in their nose. They try to continue working, only sneeze and ruin everything. Encourage others to study art, but don't start them too young. I know many people who feel that art books should be shared with puppies, but they see it as just another sheet of paper and, well, at least wait until they are housebroken. Start with the familiar. My former art teacher once said that when you can draw a milk bone 10,000 different ways under every type of light, you will be an artist of worth. I disagree with that idea, but I do think you should start with items all around you. I did portraits of Forrest and everyone else around here while learning my skill. Be proud of what you create. There was a time when I did a number of paintings of Mexican hairlesses for some rather disreputable dog biker bars in Tijuana. Nothing obscene. They were stripped of fur, but their poses were seductive rather than pornographic. Some people say I sold out for a fast buck, and I did need the money back then. However, never did I skimp on my talent. I used as much skill and attention to detail as I did when I produced my more serious work for the Metropolitan, the Cleveland Museum, MoMA, M-O-M-A, all in capital letters, and others. Know your limitations. If you have long hair, oils will be difficult. Charcoal is not a medium to be used by those with white fur. Massive works of sculpture are best left to the St. Bernards. Delicate paw work often requires the dexterity of a Siamese cat. The rapid, tiny strokes necessary for a pointillist work are best done by woodpeckers who have speed as well as patience. Finally, paint, sculpt, draw, do whatever you must. The suffering, the lack of recognition as a serious artist, none of it matters. You must be true to yourself and creative urge within. One day there may be a place for us, but now don't give up. I've made it, and so can you. And he signs it. Okay, I feel like I'm in a book here. Okay, and then last one. Whoop. I just don't want to crack this. Okay, there we go. The end. And that's it. There you are. Thank you, Forrest. You're wonderful for letting me read it. But some believe there's some hints in here. So I throw that out to you. And since it's not accessible, I thank Forrest for giving us this opportunity, or giving me the opportunity. Sorry, I fumbled so much. I tried to get every single word right, which is difficult when you're reading. And then, of course, here's an interesting piece too that I noticed. Actually, I had pointed out to me by the previous owner. So you look at that, renowned artist of the Southwest, and then you look at the spine, and it says, let's see if I can get it to focus. It says BIP. And then the same, one's misspelled, one's not. And then it says Northland Press. This was why it was difficult to find when people sold it, because sometimes it would have the BIP in front of it and sometimes it wouldn't. So you actually had to look for both to be able, at rare bookstores, to be able to get this. So it finally did come up. This person bought it, and then I bought a collection from them. So I'm going to go through, I'm not going to be reading all of it, but I am going to go through the whole collection. Why do you think Forrest Good Friends would write that? If you go by what some people were saying, because there's a hint in here. It's about this dog giving his legacy, Forrest's legacy. It's about counterfeiting, how to do it. Is there a story that Forrest is going to have with the finder? That's what some think. Do I think there are hints in it? I do not believe there are, in a particular word or something, there's hints. I believe this is the kind of story we're talking about with Forrest. So I believe this gives more insight on Forrest. And I believe there is more of a story here than is even presented. And I think that's going to be interesting too. I'm going to stop touching it because I'm going to drive some of you crazy. Yeah. But there's only 16 books out there. So I find that interesting too. So I think there's a there. I don't think specifically though, like on page 9 at this point, that sort of thing. So, I think, okay. This was well before he wrote the chest. I want to say 80s. And he did not write it. He had input to it. Sherry Brown wrote it. And it was illustrated by Eric Sloan. Let's see. I should know the year. I have it written in my notes, but I don't know if I have. This was a birthday present to him that his friends put together for him. And I don't see, I want to say it's in the 80s. I don't remember though. Oh, here it is. 1981. First edition. So, good old BIP. Some dogs will steal your heart. That's why I don't want one. Jack. Okay, that's all I have tonight. I know that Toby's coming on in about 15 minutes. And so I just wanted to get that out. I wanted to get Dpro's presence. I can't say thank you enough. Dpro is becoming kind of a whole new person with different presents that he gets. And he has so many different ideas. And he talks about the poem. He does give me a hard time. He says, I need to stop looking at everything else. I need to just start focusing on the poem. So he's probably right. I also asked him if he did want to meet Forrest. I do find his answer interesting. He said no, because he would only trick me and it'll mess me up. And I want to get the treasure and then I want to meet him when I bring it to him. So there you have it. So anyway, thank you guys for being here. That was fun. I'm leaving this up. I am going to have to rename it because I went live and Mike, I really needed you because this says World Series of Fenn details. That is not what we're doing. So we went a little covert tonight. No, I'll rename it and make sure everybody knows that that is read and there and available. So thanks for being here tonight and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Bye. Let's see if I can figure this out.